because it was only kosher style, you know.
The party is in the parking lot between building 1 and 2.
You know, I have to tell you, Barbara, I have to tell you, you look the same as you did the last time.
Everything smells good. There is maybe snow cones, who knows? This is Monik and my mom. So
here we are.
So talk about a memory of Tibbett Towers.
1961. Right. We moved in, apprehensive, happy. Right. We were so thrilled we were moving into a brand new building. Right. Brand new amenities, and our babies were brand new. Right. Moved in with a 3-year-old son and a 3-month-old infant girl.
And as I described to somebody, this really became the cornerstone of Kingsbridge.
I think so.
It was a very stable community, an up-and-coming group, and the kids produced the best kids. Really did, without problems, educated, and successful.
It was a great place to grow up.
Right.
And we had a great leader to help us as well.
Charlie.
Hey Rich, how you doing? We miss you. We wish you could be here today for the 50th.
And give me a memory of growing up in Tibbett Towers.
Let's see, if you point up there, playing off the curb.
Oh yeah.
Playing sewer-to-sewer football in the street. Going in your Augusta to driving to Yonkers Raceway on a Friday night.
You know, Richie just bought a racehorse.
Really? Uh-oh. Yeah, your sister just told me what a racehorse. I hope to get a good tip, maybe.
Claire Berman, I haven't seen you in so long. You look terrific. Tell me a memory of growing up here.
A memory, remember when we used to go to school, Nadine, Charlene.
That's right.
We all used to walk to school, PS7, 7 night stands together. We used to walk, I used to call for Charlene, I used to call Nadine. Charlene was very creative. Her Sweet 16 party.
Wait a minute, I remember
with the puzzle.
Your Sweet 16 was at Hawaii Kai.
Yeah, and you had a beautiful party. You did all the invitations yourself. You're very creative.
I didn't remember that.
And your brother is now in Florida. I wish him well.
Okay. Sylvia Burson, original tenant.
Apartment 9C. I'm the original tenant with you, Fran. And my husband was on the first board, when the board of directors, he was one with your father.
Oh.
And they were.
Can I ask you both for a memory of Tibbett Towers? Something in the past 50 years. Can you share a memory?
Our kids grew up here, and it's been a wonderful place to call home for all these years. It's exactly 50 years ago today that we began.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
So we have some nice memories.
It was a wonderful place to grow up.
Wonderful memories of Tibbett Towers. It's a wonderful place to live.
Yeah.
And people
Ann and Jerry Chestic. Okay, Jerry, what's your memory of Tibbett Towers?
Well, I had just so many memories here. I remember, growing up here as a little boy, and the many hours I spent at you and Rich's house, and so many memories. The days in the playground, and then slowly growing up, migrating to playing football, sewer to sewer, in the front of the building. And then,
you're the second person that's mentioned sewer to sewer.
Yeah, really. And then going from there to hanging out as a young teen in front of the building, and having 40 friends who all lived in the building, and
it was great.
Going on from there. This is very nostalgic.
Yes.
Very touching.
And so what are some of your memories?
Well, most of my mid-years were spent here, and I remember walking home from school with my portfolio
standing on the terrace looking at the scene. My friends in the building, Andrea, Hansi, Karen Leiter on my floor. All good memories, unfortunately, except for the passing of my mother. I remember my father striding out of the house for his card game in the other building,
Always in the other building.
in his mouth. Yes, always known as the other building because ours was the good one.
Yes, but you see, ours was the second building. I guess that officially makes us the other building.
Oh, okay. Well, in my heart, we're still the building.
I agree.
And it's very good to be here and see all the people I used to know.
It's great. Ellen and Johnny Brenner. I can't believe it. So
PS7.
PS7. Tell me about a memory of Tibbett Towers.
Being outside playing all the time.
Right, and the little playground over there we used to play off the curb.
Yes.
And then my mother would yell from the terrace when it was time for us to go back upstairs.
That's right.
Right, would throw money down when the good humor man would
For
come.
good humor. That's right. You hear Mom, but you didn't know which mom would stick her head out.
That's right. And Harold, the handyman, he was the best.
Oh, that's a good memory.
And Larry, the good humor man. His name was Larry.
Yes, it was.
That I remember.
Sounds like you did your homework. I just said, oh, the good humor man.
And when we just moved in, it was all farms. There was a
That's
farm
right.
there.
That's
and a
right.
farm right there.
We were just, and across the street.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's changed a bit. So let's talk about some memories of Tibbett Towers. You want to share any? Mark?
Well, playground. It's wonderful to have everybody here today. Whoever would have thunk it, I thought it 50 years before, in 1961, that we would be standing here today. It's amazing, isn't it really?
It's very nice, though. It was a great
your
place.
brother Richie's not here.
No.
My close friends growing up.
I wish he'd come up.
Yes.
No. Maybe next 50 years.
I have extremely wonderful memories. I live down the block, but I'm the token visitor.
Absolutely.
Constantly visiting good friends Marilyn Mark. And I moved away for a long time, came back. It's beautiful. It's the same.
It is. It's a great area. It still is. And Meryl, what do you remember?
It was wonderful to grow up in this building, even on a rainy day like today. You didn't have to go outside. You had all your friends in the building.
Right.
Just up and down the staircase. You could always find someone to play with, and we loved it.
And one of the people who actually had a marriage.
That's right.
Married
And I
you.
married someone from the building.
Yes, we have to get Michael on camera. But Meryl, I remember being in your apartment playing with Barbie dolls. We all brought our Barbie dolls.
Big Barbie dolls.
Big Barbie. If I had only not played with them, they'd be worth a lot of money right now.
That's right. All the outfits. They kept them in the box.
And the outfits, yes.
All the outfits.
I still have mine.
She still has the outfits.
So do I, but they're really shop worn. Okay, Ellen.
Okay. My memories of Tibbett Towers was hanging out in the stairwell because we hated to wear galoshes, and we used to hide our galoshes underneath the stairwell so we wouldn't wear them to school. We used to roll up our skirts in the stairwell too. That's my memory of the stairwell.
It's David Lobenberg. David, tell me a memory.
A memory.
Of Tibbett Towers.
Let's see, Richie and I, we went to grade school together, we went to junior high school together, we went to high school together, we went to pharmacy school together. So, I guess that's a decent memory.
That's a pretty good memory.
Talked about, actually, I owe him a call. Last time I spoke to him was about a year ago. And we used to play ball right up there and used to have the ball fall down here in the parking lot, and the superintendent used to run away and keep it.
Andrew Berman, Claire Berman, Eileen Sandick. Oh my God.
How is everything?
This is so terrific.
Oh, I work at the
Look at all these old friends. Okay, Lee Podair, give me a memory.
A memory. Well, I was just mentioning to Mrs. Mutnick, Evie Mutnick,
about the time that I built a lemonade stand, and I decided to put it in the playground over here, where there weren't a lot of people coming by. It would have been much more better idea to do it on 231st Street, where there was more traffic. But there's a picture that I would have brought and had included in the yearbook, if there was like a program for this, of me selling lemonade.
Well, if you can email it, I'll try and get it on the video. If you email it to me or something.
Video?
Yes.
And the other thing, Mark Berman. Hi, nice to see you.
See you, man.
Remember Charlene Weissler?
Yes, and I'm taking video of everybody.
Yes, yes. But the other thing I do remember as well, I tell my kids about this all the time, and they're probably running out of tape here. But
I got plenty of time.
But us playing in the streets during the summer, and the Good Humor ice cream truck coming, and me calling up to my mother, who was on the 5th floor. It was an easy throw from the 3rd floor, but from the 5th floor, well, you were on 8th?
We started at 2 and went up to 9.
9.
You need
my mother would take a quarter, because that's what it cost them, wrap it up in some tin foil and throw it down. They wouldn't allow her to do that now because someone could get hit and she'd get sued. So that's another memory I have.
Sure, I remember those too.
It was a nice place to grow up.
Phyllis Lobenberg, tell me a memory from Tibbett Towers.
Playing in the bedroom when we lived in the Irwin Avenue building, making tents and pretending we were Indians. Me and Terry Cohen. Or Terry Cohen and I.
Wow.
Or the first time, speaking of Louise, she lived on the top floor of that building, and I went out on the terrace and I thought I was going to die from the height.
It was very tall.
Very tall then. Now I live even higher up.
Well, I was in Louise's apartment the night of that first blackout in '67.
Oh wow, I was coming home from the dentist on the bus.
Wow.
From Drome Avenue.
Wow. It's amazing what comes back. Eileen Sandick, tell me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
What I remember about Tibbett Towers is that on Friday nights, a group of the girls would get together with our Barbie dolls, and it was always in my family's apartment. And we used to have heavy-duty Barbie and Ken get-togethers, and I can't tell you any more. Period. That's it.
We'll leave it to the imagination.
Right.
Jeffrey Sklar, good to see you. Tell me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
Tibbett Towers was such a wonderful place to grow up. There were so many children our age. We used to run around. We used to play ball together. A very happy and carefree time.
It was. Okay. Mark Burtonthal, tell me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
Oh, it's been great growing up here. It's a lot of fun, a lot of families, and really enjoyed it.
Any particular memory?
Yeah, so of course off the curb, the playground.
You're like the third person who mentioned off the curb. I remember that game. That's when the lot was empty next to the playground. Well, it's great to see you. Okay, Andy Berman. Give me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
I thought this was a bar mitzvah or something. My memory of Tibbett Towers. How we would play in the evenings in the basement. That basement.
Where the milk machine was.
Well, no. We would play basketball with a Spalding. We would play basketball with the pipes. And we would play hockey. It was Pascal. It was Weil. Bert, of course, and Loby, Stitz, Andy Rogo, Warren. Not me. Your brother once in a while.
All these people. Why aren't they here?
Hey, look who's here. Look who's here. How are you?
Hi.
I'm Joe
It's a pretty good crowd for a rainy day.
Towers from 50 years ago.
So tell me a memory.
How about the day that the milk machine broke? The milk machine that was an original wax cartons, the kind that when you scratched your finger you'd get wax under your nail.
That's right.
And they were a quarter apiece, and one day the milk machine broke and all the milk came out, and all the tenants came running down and took all the milk away. Do you remember that?
No.
Now you know it.
Wow, that's a great memory. Debbie Feldman, tell me a memory of growing up in Tibbett Towers.
I remember, I think one of the most fond memories I have of growing up in Tibbett Towers was nighttime after school when it was spring and summer. We could all be outside, and our parents just let us run. There was none of this anxiety. We could just be outside, and then there was is it kid nighttime or is it adult nighttime? That was the only difference of opinion, because it had to be really dark for us to want to come back in. And for them it was dusky and we were supposed to come back, but like we were everywhere. And I grew up in people's apartments, and I have very fond memories of the parents and my friends. And obviously I feel very positively about this place, because this is where my kids grew up too. And they had another generation of people. They have a community. They had a sense that they had a community of people. If they were locked out, there were people that they could go to and ring their bell. When my son had an appendicitis attack 2 years ago, which was not so long, the Facianis brought their swivel chair down so we could wheel him from the basement up to the apartment. I mean, it's people who take care of each other. Yeah, for the good stuff and the tough stuff. Yeah, it's been a very positive place for me to live most of my life.
Michael Kalmus.
Oh yeah, 50 years later.
50 years later. Tell me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
Always getting chased out of the parking lot by the people who had their cars there when our balls went down there.
Ah, right.
It was a lot of fun growing up. Made a lot of good friends. And, it's nice to see everybody after all these years.
And we haven't changed at all.
You're too kind.
You have to give me a memory of Tibbett Towers.
A memory of Tibbett Towers. You all think that today is a 50th anniversary celebration of Tibbett Towers, when actually, and I think he was there, you might have been there too. Yesterday was the 50th anniversary of the first birthday party at Tibbett Towers, which was my brother and I. It was our birthday. When did you move into Tibbett Towers?
1961.
No, but what day?
July something.
Then you were
July
there.
1st.
Is that true? I don't remember.
So
Eileen is here? Eileen Sandick. I'll be right down.
This is the first, the 50th anniversary of the first birthday party at Tibbett Towers.
There you go.
The memory of Tibbett Tower was August 1st, 1961. We had just moved into the apartment, and the first person I met was her brother, Brian Walper. And all I know is after that we disappeared, and both of our parents had been looking for us for about 2 or 3 hours, and I don't remember what we did, but we must have gotten ourselves into some kind of trouble because we both got yelled at by our parents. So that was my first memory of Tibbett Towers.
That's a good memory. And let's get Marla. Marla, give me a memory of Tibbett Towers growing up here.
Well, my parents moved in when the first day the building opened with the seawalls, and my mother was pregnant with me, and I was the only baby born at Tibbett Towers.
Really?
Yep, the only baby born at Tibbett Towers, and I remember the playground with the barrels, and good memories.
Good memories. Joel has arrived.